One way to reduce caloric intake is to evaluate the portion size of foods. We already know portion size is the amount of food eaten in one sitting, and in general portion sizes have increased significantly over the past 2 decades. For example, the muffin you ate 5 years ago may have had 300 calories, but today's muffins are typically larger and contain up to 500 calories. You may not have noticed, but that 200 extra calories can make a significant difference. We live in a world of supersize me. We're frequently asked, do you want to supersize it? And every time we do that, it adds food and calories to our diet. We used to have big gulps. Then we had super big gulps. Then extreme big gulps. And finally, double big gulps. And the double big gulp, the 64-ouncer, contains 48 teaspoons of sugar. So how much is a serving? A serving is one small whole fruit, or a half cup chopped, or 4-ounce juice. Vegetable is 1 cup fresh, or a half cup cooked. Meat is 3 to 4 ounces of cooked meat. That's beef, poultry, or fish. And that's about the size of a deck of cards, or about the size of the palm of your hand. A serving of cheese is 3 ounces. A serving of milk is 8 ounces. And we prefer skim, 0.5% or 1%. Pasta and rice is a half cup cooked. Starchy vegetables, like corn, are half cup cooked. A salad dressing is 2 tablespoons. Doesn't seem like much, but that's a serving. And bread is 1 slice of a sandwich, a half a bagel, a hot dog or hamburger bun, or an English muffin. So another way to look at serving size is, if you make a fist, take a look at your fist. That's the size of your stomach. But like a balloon, it will stretch when you overeat. The palm of your hand is equal to the meat portion that you should be having. So it's the palm of your hand and no taller than a deck of cards. So when you go to the big steakhouse and you have a 16-ounce cut of meat, know that that's about 4 servings. We want to eat healthy foods that help stretch your stomach and help you feel full. Water, skim milk, tea, and raw vegetables are a good way to do that. We want to encourage vegetables and salads, and you want to eat those at the start of your meal, if possible. Make sure that they're plain or raw. If you put a lot of sauces and butter and hollandaise sauce, you're going to add a lot of extra calories. As far as salads, you want to use the lighter salads, the Italian, the vinaigrette, the ones that are thin, clear, or runny. You want to stay clear of the thick, chunky, or opaque types of salad dressings. And if possible, use the salad dressings by dipping your fork into the dressing, as opposed to just pouring the dressing onto your food. You want to be careful with, again, you can't avoid it, but you want to be careful with rice and bread, pasta, potatoes, and starchy vegetables. These are the carbs that we worry about, but they're also full of very nutritious vitamins and minerals that we need in our bodies. And you want to have these be about the size of your fingers and as tall as your fist. That would be the appropriate portion size. The other kind of carbs we definitely want to be aware of, and those are the sweets, cookies, cakes, pies, and ice cream. If you're having a piece of pie, one way to judge it is 1 finger width. We call that a sliver. That's about equal to about 2,000 steps, or about a mile of walking. 2 fingers is a slice, and that's 4,000 steps. And 3 fingers is a wedge, or 6,000 steps, or the equivalent of 3 miles of walking. Take time out before you sit down and eat. If you're really feeling hungry, try to wait 15 minutes and try to get involved in some other kinds of activities. If you do need to eat, start with some water or things that are going to fill your stomach up first. And give your stomach some time to stretch. It takes your brain about 20 minutes to realize that you're full. And every time you add an additional tablespoon of any kind of carbohydrate or meat serving, you can make it up by doing a little bit more physical activity. So if you do overeat, don't take that as a sign that you're failing, but use it as an opportunity for getting more activity. Be aware of the food pyramid and know the different types of foods. At the very bottom of the pyramid is daily exercise and weight control. We want to be active. We're way too inactive. So the more that you're sitting in front of the computer or sitting in front of the television, the less active you're going to be. The next level up are whole grains, and we want to have these again at most meals. Plant oils include olive oil, canola, soy. The other types of vegetable oils are also on the base. The next rung up are vegetables in abundance. You're not going to get overweight consuming too many vegetables or fruits. It just isn't going to happen. And the same with fruits, 2 to 3 times a day. And don't be worried about the portion sizes on your fruits. If you like big, large bananas, we're going to give you that one. It's adding the extra entree of meat or the extra helping of the pasta that's going to cause the weight gain. Next level up are nuts, legumes. In these we want 1 to 3 times per day. Fish, poultry, and eggs, 0 to 2 times per day. Dairy or calcium, again 1 to 2 times per day. And then you want to have red meat and butter sparingly, as well as white rice, white bread, potatoes, pasta, and sweets sparingly. So the keys to feeding are to reduce and monitor your portion sizes. Eat a breakfast every day. Consume enough water, at least 64 ounces. We'll talk about water in the feeding section, but many of us don't get enough water. No snacking after 7 p.m. And if you do snack, plan those snacks as opposed to them just being a haphazard feeding frenzy. And the keys to moving is to focus on total energy expenditure as opposed to your physical fitness. And you can refer to the moving section for more details on this. And also, don't overdo it. If you overdo it, that can have the same effect on your blood sugar as consuming too many carbohydrates. It can make your blood sugar drop, and if your blood sugar drops, you're going to want to replace that by eating more, which is defeating the purpose.